What's going on, everybody? I'm Justin Thomas, and this is a Westworld Season 2 video, kind of just a commentary on what's been going on behind the scenes, what's been being said by critics, by fans, and how HBO is responding to the criticism that they don't consider to be widespread about Westworld Season 2. You know, I've always kind of took a back seat after the season, especially. I actually scrapped at least 3 to 4, maybe even 5 videos that I spent at least 50 to 60 hours on because I didn't want to come off as too negative. I was writing it off to, hey, I'm a content creator. I covered the show very heavily. I was doing a live after show immediately after every episode. I am probably way too invested in the show, way more than any normal human being should be. Now, all that is probably true. Very true. It definitely is true. But here's the thing. HBO is basically saying, oh, you just aren't smart enough for it. Well, it's not for a casual viewer, and you just didn't get it, which is never a great approach to take, number one. And number two, I can speak for somebody that was definitely not a casual viewer, and I see some flaws. But now they're coming off and just saying that only people like me are the people that are going to love it. And it's like, no, I don't think that's the case. Do you listen to those who are actually informed and closely watched and consumed your series? We're not thrilled. They're issues. I've gotten quite the Dan and Dave Game of Thrones vibe from Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan.
It's a break with the experiment itself or some form of aberration.
We also did a fun thing in post-production, which I don't think anyone has actually caught us on yet. The secret.
You're going to spill the secret?
Why not?
Yeah, go for it.
So we did a number of things. Jimmy did some amazing things to bring his performance.
It was kind of just a nonstop tour, patting themselves on the back, giving almost keynote speeches about the series, which should be a red flag in itself. If you need to actually explain the series in such a structured way, then maybe you didn't really achieve what you needed to achieve. But yeah, it's a little bit pompous to see all of these interviews, and especially saying, look how smart we are show, when it really wasn't all that intelligent. A lot of heavy-handed symbolism this season that we could have done without. Season 1 was a masterpiece. Season 2 left a lot to be desired, to say the least. This is HBO's president of programming, Casey Blows, speaking at a recent Television Association press conference. Blows stated, I'm not sure I would agree that backlash was widespread. We're thrilled with the Emmy nominations. What I love about Westworld is the people who love it really love it. Even the people who dislike it feel the need to discuss it and talk about it and let you know they dislike and debate it. And for a show to arouse that kind of feeling, that's what we want. And I'd pretty much agree with this statement, and I've always said that the best thing about Westworld is the conversations that it creates. So for the most part, that first statement I don't really have a huge issue with, but the second part of this statement I do have an issue with. We sent out the first 5 episodes to critics, and most of the reviews felt the storytelling had been clarified. Look, it's not for casual viewers, it requires your attentions. Showrunners Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy like to challenge their viewers, and many feel they are rewarded by that. It's a unique show, and that's what we look for. So here's the problem with that. Number 1, they sent out the first 5 episodes to critics. Now, the first 5 episodes are pretty solid. Even 8 out of the 10 episodes are pretty decent. It's really only the finale when we first realized the narrative was set up just simply to disorientate the viewer and make things far more complex than they needed to be, when it was a simple solution for a show that was dealing with very complex issues and just basically made all 3-dimensional characters one-dimensional, gave one-dimensional deaths to 3-dimensional characters, and was just doing twists and turns for the sake of cheap twists and turns. Simply put, entertainment for entertainment's sake. The exact type of television that a casual viewer should enjoy. Since, believe it or not, I really do want the series to do well, I am going to have a series of videos starting today where we do look at a few aspects of the series that could have been handled a lot better. Starting with some key missed opportunities that they had with Dolores' character, Maeve, and Bernard. If you guys want to support creativity, the link is in the information below to join my Patreons. Thank you to all my Patreons that make it so much easier for you to make this content. And make sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.